I know this is a channel that deals with the Fat Fire journey of a family. Our net worth goal is $5 million, and we're about a year and a half from RE. Awesome month. This month we've gained $106,000. Hasn't increased over time, up and to the right. That's the way we like it. Breakdown. The taxable account's about 1.6 million. The house has depreciated a bit to 933, and retirement accounts, mostly 401k and IRAs, in the 1.27 million mark, which brings our total to $3.75 million. The expense breakdown this month, as you can see, travel takes a huge chunk. This is both prepaying for a big trip we have coming up in a few months, as well as some planning for the summer as well. I know it's only February, but we have some big summer travel plans. So besides travel, the other big expenses is food. Inflation has reared its ugly head. We've seen this throughout 2023, and we're seeing that trend continue. We have changed our diet quite a bit, so this accounts for part of it, but not for all of it. Prices are significantly higher. And the kids, this is prepaying for some uh, day to month-to-month activities as well as uh, summer camp pre-registration. And the rest of the expenses. So health, the year has started, so it's back to earning the deductible or towards the deductible. Utilities, again, this is some months where it's like all three utilities at the same time, so that's why it appears higher. It is somewhat higher when I break it down to the individual ones. The city has increased prices by I think 6% this year. So this is going to be sort of like the new norm, so to speak. Restaurants, yeah, a bit of eating out, not too heavy. Entertainment is related to upcoming travel expenses. So, for example, we have bought show tickets for a few months in advance and things of that nature. The rest is pretty standard. Pet, as you see here, this is basically the holiday kennel for the pet. So it is going to be a ongoing expense. We are still figuring out like where to put the pet when we're doing like our big travels. Total expense of this month to $11,000. Uh, it's a bit lower for us than normal years, but we expect this to uptick as summer uh, rages on or comes closer. About us, we are two working parents with a W-2 income and three kids aging from 7 until 11, living in a high cost of living area. Travel budget plan in retirement is 3K. So we started collecting data about our various vacations, and the rest of the video is various vacations and their breakdown of cost. Vacation we took, this was a very splurgy vacation with high-end hotels and stays. That's where you see sort of like this high level of cost of stays. Uh, with a bit of travel hacking, this was significantly lower than expected. Cost of the vacation, $12,000, which breaks down to the five of us of $170 per day per person. Vacation just the adults took to Japan. So this is just for the two of us. Flights were relatively expensive. The stays was mostly hotels throughout the time, which is a bit surprising considering the lower cost of Japan compared to what we budgeted and planned. It was relatively super cheap to compare to even a Motel 6 in the US, a high-end hotel over there. Vacation was about 6,500, which is about $160 per person per day. This was about a 2.5, 3 weeks vacation. It was partially traveling and partially just working. Vacation we took for the five of us. This does not include RVs or anything to that extent. This was hotels and driving around in a rental car. It is comparatively more expensive than we imagined with this sort of like road trip type vacation, which is a little surprising compared to the rest, but good data to have. Vacation to 8,200, which comes up to about $100 per person per day. vacation we took with an RV. So that's why you see flights here are zero because we took an RV and traveled throughout. That's why you see transportation is very expensive. It was mostly that sort of like rental of the vehicle and stays. So the stays you see here is basically campground fees. Various campgrounds. Sometimes we dry dock. Sometimes we offer the kids. Went to an RV that campground that had more facilities like a pool, etc. That vacation to about $4,000, which is comes out to about $100 per person per day. Vacation we took in New York City, Manhattan. We stayed in a downtown, very nice hotel. Um, it was like I think a 3 or 4 day weekend sort of thing. So pretty expensive for like a quick, large, long weekend, but it's something we occasionally do expect to do. So that's why it's super expensive. Like relatively, it's not that much, but it's very expensive per day. A Manhattan is an expensive place to stay, but also we did a lot of activities in that jam-packed weekend. Another Hawaii vacation. It's different than the one earlier in this video, but it is nice to see like the difference between them. Again, this was a flights, high-end hotels, and some Airbnbs as well. So a combination of both, and pretty awesome. This vacation to 6,600, which comes up to about $120 per person. Of the vacation we took in California, everything's pretty cheap compared to it, compared to the other vacations we've had. We just found it very interesting to see the differences. California is still an expensive place to visit and stay, but it is convenient. California vacation to about $180 per person per day. So half of New York, but more than a road trip slash RV vacation. Zero. We're planning to continue with that. It really helps. We struggled for years to pay this down before we started making these videos. So thank you for watching, and we plan to post about a video every month or so with our updated net worth.